The world didn't shatter all at once. It cracked slowly, like ice splitting under pressure, until it finally broke. My name is Marco Alvarez, and for almost 2 decades, I poured my life into building a business from nothing. Installing security systems for small shops across Texas isn't glamorous, but it's honest work. I started with barely anything. Just a community college certificate in network security and an old laptop patched together with duct tape. But even then, I had ideas I barely knew how to explain. Something bigger, something better. That's when Jenna came into my life. I met her 8 years ago at a little barbecue joint in South Austin. I was filthy after a long day fixing surveillance for car washes, while she was celebrating a promotion with her co-workers from a marketing firm. She caught my eye instantly. Her laughter seemed to quiet everything around her. When I finally worked up the nerve to approach her, she smirked and teased, "You don't seem like you belong here." "I go where broken cameras take me," I answered with a grin. She chuckled. "So what, spying on cheating spouses?" "Not quite," I said. "More like making sure pizza shops don't get robbed." We talked for hours that night, about family, dreams, the way Texas looks before a storm. She told me she wanted to travel, buy a house with a pool, build something meaningful. I mentioned an idea I've been working on, a unique encryption system for small businesses to protect their security footage, something that could revolutionize affordable surveillance. She smiled, a little amused. Big words for a camera guy. Someone has to think big. I shot back. 6 months later, she moved in. 2 years after that, we married under string lights on her parents' ranch near Waco. Her family had money, old money, real estate and construction. At first, her father wasn't impressed, but after I helped him catch some thieves stealing copper from one of the sites, he warmed up. "You picked a smart one, Jenna," he said at our wedding. "Boy's got his head on straight." At first, life was good. She helped with my business. Created flyers, ran ads, answered calls when I was swamped. We weren't rich, but we were comfortable, building something piece by piece. But in the background, I kept working late nights, refining my encryption software. It wasn't just a side project. It was the future, a system that could make security footage virtually unhackable, even for expert attackers. Jenna knew I was working on something, but I never shared the full picture. Not because I didn't trust her, but because I knew she wouldn't understand or care. As business slowed 3 years ago, cracks started to show. My small clients, bakeries, nail salons, auto shops, started canceling or requesting payment plans. It wasn't catastrophic, just a rough stretch. But Jenna took it personally. "You need bigger clients," she said. "Why are you wasting time with broke storefronts?" "I'm building something sustainable," I replied. "The encryption software is almost ready." She rolled her eyes. "That secret project again? You've been saying that for years. Do you even hear yourself?" That was the first fracture. Then came the constant comparisons to her sister, who had married a wealthy tech investor. Suddenly, everything was about their lake house, their European trips, their luxury lifestyle. And Jenna, she began to drift away. The affection faded. Her support vanished. I'd wake up to see her browsing million-dollar homes on Zillow. She'd stay up late texting someone else, while I worked alone. Then came the final blow. One night, she looked me straight in the eye and said, "There's nothing left here, Marco. I can't keep pretending this is enough. I deserve more." A week later, she moved out and moved in with her boss, Ryan. She didn't even try to hide it. Ryan was everything I wasn't, at least on the surface. Polished, connected, and dripping in money. But what she didn't know was that just days before she left, I finalized the sale of my encryption patent to a cybersecurity firm in D.C. $73 million. I didn't tell anyone. I kept driving my old truck, living in our modest house, playing the part of the man she thought she'd outgrown. At first, I was numb. Then the lawsuit arrived. Jenna and her expensive lawyer filed for half of my future business assets. She claimed she helped build the company, that she was owed for her contributions. They painted me as deceitful, manipulative, even tried suggesting I had hidden assets. But they underestimated me. My attorney presented every invoice Jenna had ever submitted. designing a few flyers, answering occasional emails. We laid out the timeline, showing that my patent work started years before she was even part of my life. I handed the judge a flash drive filled with development logs, timestamps, emails, and testing reports, proof that every line of code was mine alone. The judge shredded their case. Jenna's attorney looked like he'd just watched his career collapse in real time. Jenna sat there, stunned, unable to process what was happening. The court denied her claim in full. Not a cent, not a share, nothing. I never spoke a word to her in that courtroom. I didn't need to. The look on her face, realizing she'd walked away from fortune, was enough. Life after that was peaceful. I bought a quiet property outside Fredericksburg. 3 acres, gated, pool in the backyard, overlooking the hills. No extravagant cars, no wild parties. I built a consulting firm, helping small businesses upgrade their security without breaking the bank. A legacy move. Sometimes I'd sit out back with a glass of bourbon, staring at the stars, wondering if Jenna ever regretted everything she threw away. Then, one Tuesday morning, she showed up. I had just finished a client call when the gate buzzer rang. Pulling up the camera feed, I saw her standing there, designer sunglasses, cream-colored blazer, phone in hand, looking unsure if she should even be there. She looked thinner, worn down. I pressed the intercom. Didn't expect to see you here. Her head snapped toward the camera. Hi, Marco. I was in the area. Thought maybe we could talk if you're not busy. I should have denied her, but curiosity got the better of me. I buzzed her in. As she walked up the drive, she took everything in: the porch, the manicured hedges, the Tesla charging under the carport. She smiled faintly as I opened the door. You look good. I nodded. What do you want, Jenna? Can I come in? She asked softly. Against my better judgment, I let her in. We sat at the kitchen island. I didn't offer her coffee, didn't offer anything. She glanced around, clearly trying to estimate how much everything cost. This place is amazing, she said. Get to the point. I replied. She hesitated. I made a mistake. I said nothing. I was frustrated. I thought you were wasting your time. I didn't see what you were building because you didn't let me in. You mean I didn't give you enough chances to ridicule it? I countered. Her eyes dropped. I was wrong. Now that was something new. I thought Ryan could give me the life I wanted, she continued. He had the money, the connections, but it was all an illusion. When his company started failing last year, he left me high and dry. I lost everything, Marco. My job, my savings. I'm living with my parents again, scraping by on freelance work. There was a long pause before she finally said what she really came for. I've been thinking about us, and I was hoping maybe we could reconnect, even as friends. I laughed, a bitter, raw laugh. You left when the money dried up, Jenna. Not because I failed you, but because you thought I wasn't enough. That told me everything I needed to know. I was scared, she whispered. And now you're broke. So here you are. I stood up. You don't miss me, Jenna. You miss what I became after you left. Tears welled in her eyes. People make mistakes. This wasn't a mistake. It was a choice. You chose him. You chose greed. You thought I'd stay small while you upgraded your life. She wiped her cheeks, her voice trembling. You're not the man I remember. You're right, I said coldly. The man who loved you, he died the moment you walked out. She stood at the door, hesitating. Is there really no chance? I looked her dead in the eye. I loved the person I thought you were. But now, you're just a memory of a bad investment. She turned, walking slowly down the driveway, finally understanding what she had lost. I closed the door behind her, and silence returned, a calm I had earned.